Ex-CEO Linda Yaccarino claims that the company is almost breaking even. Yaccarino has been at the company for 8 weeks. X has been facing financial struggles for several months. It is still facing many outstanding payments and multiple lawsuits over not paying rent for office spaces in several countries. Yaccarino says that she has witnessed Elon Musk training for the cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg. Virgin Galactic's first tourists rocketed to the edge of space on Thursday. The tourists were a former British Olympian who bought his ticket 18 years ago in a mother-daughter duo from the Caribbean. Virgin Galactic can now start offering monthly rides. There are currently about 800 people on Virgin Galactic's waiting list, with tickets costing $450,000. Photos from the flight are available in the article. The next big thing in VR may be an experience augmented by physical sensations that trick senses into mistaking the virtual for reality. Several companies and research teams recently presented next-generation VR technologies at SIGGRAPH, a conference that shows off the latest in VFX, virtual production, and motion capture hardware and software. This article takes a look at some of the technologies presented at the conference, including an experimental VR headset by Meta that physically slides the device's displays closer to users' eyes when they look at closer objects, controllers that can shift their center of gravity, and a new method of simulating the feeling of touch in the fingertips. Researchers have generated cells that undergo a chain reaction that ultimately switches on a gene needed to make insulin when stimulated by a small electric current. The researchers implanted the engineered cells into mice and demonstrated that the cells released insulin when a current was applied using electrified acupuncture needles. They hope to adapt the system into wearable medical devices controlled by a computer or smartphone. The same technique could be used to target genetic diseases by implanting cells that deliver crucial proteins. An unmanned Russian rocket launched to the moon in the early hours of this morning. Russia is hoping the Luna 25 mission will be its first successful moon landing mission in nearly 50 years. The lunar landing craft is expected to arrive at the moon in about 5 days. It will seek to land near the south pole of the moon and collect geological samples from the area and send back data for signs of water or its building blocks. Retake is a hybrid search for Postgres. It accelerates the development of AI applications that require searching, matching, or analyzing database documents by connecting directly to Postgres. Retake can manage separate vector stores and text search engines, upload and embed documents, and reindex data. It ensures that indexed data is always kept in sync, and it updates the embedding vector representation of data behind the scenes whenever data is changed. Most people have experienced finding something great beyond the popular defaults. People are shutting themselves off from great things without even realizing it because they aren't trying to find better things beyond familiar boundaries. This applies to tools and workflows, just as much as it does to any other area of life. This article looks at how React is the new default framework and how many people who use it on a regular basis don't realize how much it has fallen behind other tools. A recent post by a machine learning engineer analyzed StackOverflow's website data and concluded that the site had lost about 50% of its traffic. The data turned out to not account for a Google Analytics change, which if accounted for would have resulted in a drop of 35%. StackOverflow says that it has seen an average of around 5% less traffic compared to 2022. Q and AMP. Traffic is definitely down. The company has an opportunity to compete against AI by offering tools for companies to utilize its internal knowledge bases. The ban aims to prevent U.S. resources from aiding China's technological and military growth. China says it will disrupt economic cooperation and trade. The road towards more immersive, three-dimensional content will be paved with bricks laid down by Pixar's 3 decades of cutting-edge computer animation. This interview with a software engineer based in New York with more than 15 years of experience looks at how they navigated the job market after being impacted by the industry-wide job cuts earlier this year. Disney will start cracking down on password sharing in 2024 as its executives see it as a real chance to grow the business. This PostgreSQL extension provides detailed session and/or object audit logging via the standard PostgreSQL logging facility. 2 researchers set up a large network of computers with remote control vulnerabilities and recorded 190 million events and 100 hours of video footage of hackers taking control of the servers and performing a series of actions on them.